Shares of Ford Motor moving higher on Thursday after the automaker delivered its best quarter ever. Let's take a look at the numbers. Ford posted profits of 68 cents a share. That's up from 29 cents a share in the same period a year ago. On the top line, revenue came in at nearly $38 billion. Now some highlights from the quarter. Operating margins came in at 9.8%, the best quarter in Europe since 2008. Global market share at 7.1%. It saw gains in North America, Europe, and Asia Pacific. And it issued a supplemental $1 billion dividend. CFO Bob Shanks joins us from Ford's headquarters in Dearborn. Bob, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it.
It's great to be with you, Ruben, and I think you covered a lot of the highlights.
Now, one of the best quarters ever for Ford, the F-150 revamp appears to really be paying off. Do you see the momentum you saw in the first quarter continuing into the current quarter?
Well, we certainly think we'll have a strong second half, and we're going to have an outstanding year. We do think, which is normal, that we'll have a lower production in the second half because of the summer shutdowns and at the end of the year, as well as the effects of a big launch of the Super Duty later this year that will give us stronger performance in the first half than the second, but ultimately leading to a year that should be as good as, if not better, than the record performance that we delivered in 2015.
Now, you saw Europe continuing to improve, actually do really well. Any specific countries in Europe where you're seeing particular strength?
Well, we're seeing strength in the Northern European markets in terms of industry and certainly in terms of share. Germany was a factor, but we also had strong performance in Italy and Russia. We actually doubled our share in Russia, which contributed to the good news on share in Europe. UK is always a very, very strong market for us. We're the #1 brand in that market, and it's a strong industry too. So we're actually seeing good performance across many parts of Europe in the business, and it was driven by strong product mix, the top line grew, and favorable cost performance. And we got some good news in Russia on a year-over-year basis too. So pretty broad-based.
A different story, though, in South America.
Yeah, South America is really driven by the external environment. Very, very deep recession in Brazil, and it really is all about Brazil. Brazil, the industry was down 29%. The exchange rate is still a concern. High local inflation, of course, all the political issues going on. So we're working on the things we can control. So you saw good cost performance from us in the quarter, $76 million on a year-over-year basis on top of the over $400 million last year. But we really have got to see the environment in Brazil improve. Our view is that next year commodities will probably stabilize and start to turn positive and in terms of increasing in price, and that certainly is going to be good news for that economy.
Asia also a bright spot, particularly China. What are you seeing there with the Lincoln brand?
Well, it's interesting. Lincoln is off to a very fast start. In the first year, we exceeded 10,000 units of sale, which is the fastest time that any luxury brand that's entered China achieved that milestone. We had very strong performance in the first quarter, and this year we've got the new MKZ coming to China, as well as the all-new Continentals. So, I think this is going to be another very, very strong year for Lincoln in China that will build on the great performance that we had last year.
You mentioned some new product launches at the beginning. We've got 12 new product launches this year. Are you expecting all of that to kind of start paying off next year?
Well, some of it will pay off this year, although, of course, whenever you launch a product, you've got the launch expenses associated with that. But these are all great products. They're going to bring people into the showrooms. They're going to enhance the brand, both of Ford and Lincoln. So I think the good news will start this year, but certainly on a year-over-year basis. Once you move away from the launches themselves, that should magnify.
Great, Bob. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Okay, thanks a lot, Ruben. Great to be with you.
We've been speaking with Bob Shanks, CFO of Ford. Thanks for joining us. In New York, I'm Ruben Ramirez.